You didn't ask, but I'm going to tell you anyway. The biggest mistakes that sellers can make when they are looking to sell their property are, number one, overpricing their property. There is a genuine market value of their property. And when I run my comps, I'm usually doing it on a scale, on a range of, okay, this is the top dollar that like kind properties of yours have sold for. And usually that top dollar has been negotiated up from maybe multiple offers and things like that. So there's the top dollar when I'm telling them what they can sell for. Oh, my little puppy, she's wanting to work with me. And then there is like the mid-range where most of the properties of like kind are selling for, what they have closed for. And then there is kind of the bottom of the range, right? Like, and so when you are listing your property, if you are not being very, very strategic in how you are pricing it, then that is going to determine what kind of offers and what kind of traffic you get. If you are at that top of the range because you know that one guy, down the street sold their house for that price, then you are going to limit the number of people who schedule showings and show up to that property and see it, because they're going to see, you know what, that property is, they're going to think in their minds it's either overpriced or it's at the top of the range. And why would they want to stretch their money that far? Whereas if you put it closer to the bottom of the range, then you're going to get more people who are interested in that property, more people walking through and showing that property, and more potential offers on that property, which again leads to multiple offer situations where people end up negotiating up, and that's how you get to that top range. So the number one mistake is, again, pricing it wrong. You need to be very strategic in how you price it. The second biggest mistake that I see, and I see this all the time, is how you're presenting your property. I know your property is wonderful, but if you do not eliminate at least 60 to 70% of your belongings from that property, there is no way that a buyer walking in is going to be able to see and envision themselves living there. So whether you have beautiful artwork, or you're just living and so you have your kids' toys and your pet things and your clothes and this and that, you need to eliminate that. You need to get rid of, pack up, put them either in storage, or if you can't afford storage, then put them in the garage as neatly as possible. But you want your closets to be less than 50% of the way full. You want every kitchen counter, every bathroom counter to be clear. And I mean like completely empty. Maybe a tissue box or a thing of soap, but that's it. You don't want a whole bunch of tchotchke decor. You don't want your toothbrush and your hairbrush and, like all these items on the counters. Your coffee pots, yes, you probably use it every day. Store it under the sink. All the non-essential items you need to pack up and put away. So that includes the dishes in your cabinets and things like that, because buyers, when they're walking through your property, are opening the door. They want to know how much room that pantry has. And if that pantry is overfilled and overstocked with food, they're going to think this is not big enough for my family. If your cabinets are overfilled and, with dishes, then they're going to think, you know what, I don't know if this is enough cabinet space for my family. If you have decor and things all over your counters, your tables, in your living rooms, in your bedrooms, then all they are going to focus on is your stuff. They're going to be thinking about you and your lifestyle and you living here. They're not going to be thinking about themselves living there. And they're also going to think, will I fit here? And so that's a really hard line. It seems like such a minor thing. And even if you have nice furniture and, beautiful things in your house, again, you want to eliminate at least 60% of those things. Pack them up, take the things off the wall. No family pictures, no personalized things anywhere, because you want every single buyer who walks into your property to think, hey, this is where I could put my couch. This is where, Billy and Jenny and Bobby and Sue can sleep and live. I can make this my home office. They're not going to be able to envision that if it's full of your stuff. And so eliminate, eliminate, eliminate. It doesn't mean throw it away. If you can put it in storage, put it in storage. If you can't, neatly, put it in boxes, and put it in your garage. So if you need any more tips for trying to sell, give me a call. I'd love to help.